but I'm awake. I promise you I'm awake today. Uh, and so that's what's up. I'm awake. And we're gonna stay awake and play Mortal Shell. Let's swap back over to that. You're dancing. There. Look, we all got lives. I'm glad you did stuff on your weekend. I wish I did more with my weekend. Let's just hit continue here. Okay. Last week, we started climbing this tower, and this tower, never ends, is what we discovered. And I remember we were trying to get kind of back to... Oh, that's not how I run in this game. What I get for playing Monster Hunter all weekend. We, Words. Last time we discovered, like, it feels like the game is really shuffling me up to a kind of target point, which means there was a bit in, like, a mid-floor I kind of missed. So we're going to try to climb back down a floor or two to get to that. But yeah, this teleporter would take me... That's not how I do what I'm trying to do. Would take me right over there. Which is kind of where we're going. That puts me right on the floor with a bunch of jerks. Alternatively, I could run through here, fight a bunch of dudes to get to there. Because we're trying to get down to, like, that floor right there. Where we didn't really do the mid thing, and I think there's, like, a path kind of going out that way a little bit. Rather than going up to this upper area, which seems to lead us into something in that big white smoke. I am lacking so much brain power today, chat. I truly cannot describe to you how fucked my brain power feels today. I, like, really honestly am so goddamn tired. Like, I don't know what was up with yesterday. I, like, wasn't feeling particularly stressed out or nothing. I didn't have, like, any kind of wild excitement with my late night. But I went to bed and just could not seem to fall asleep. I'm sure I was still awake at, like, 2:30-ish in the morning. For reference, I get up at around 7:40 usually, so we're down to, like, 5 hours already there. And then I woke up, like... Literally, I woke up, like, 3 times throughout the night as well. I just was not having a restful sleep at all yesterday. Right? You missed my Monster Hunter stream? That's okay. How did it go? It went alright. I basically played solo, but a couple people came and just hung out, doing their own things. I did, like, the last optional quests I had, which were the multi-monster tempereds. You think last time you played you did those? Yeah. I have a wish list, like, absolutely full of just so many things I want to create. Not, okay, Polearm Guy just fucking phased into reality. Why could I see this man and not Polearm Guy? I really don't know. I still think in general that game is kind of... I've come to the conclusion that I don't think the monsters themselves are too easy. It's rather that the ability of the hunters to lock down a monster is just too high. The wounds causing flinches and stuff is just... The hunter... Like, the hunter felt powerful in Rise. It did not feel like you were locking down monsters in the same way that you are in Wild. Oh god, I did not mean to fall. Fuck me. Everything's fine. We're doing fine. Wounds are kind of OP. The thing is, I really like the wound system. Basically, the issue for me is, like, I think the wounds... Like, I noticed this with tempered monsters. Tempered monsters don't wound as quickly and easily. Which means you just aren't getting the lockdowns as, like, quickly or as frequently on tempered monsters. I feel like they need to up the time it takes for, like, wounds to refresh in a given spot, for example. Like, that would help a lot. You know, if a wound pops somewhere, like, you cannot... Like, it doesn't even begin to build up wound damage in a spot again for, like, a full minute or something, you know? So that you can't just, like, keep making these wounds and popping them and rotating to lock down the monster. I think that is a big piece they kind of need to do. I feel like paralyzation feels like monsters aren't... Like, paralyzation specifically, for some reason, feels like monsters aren't, like, gaining their threshold up every time it procs. Because monsters are just paralyzing over and over. I don't know. Like, other games, I feel like you get a paralyze, and then you are working to get another paralyze. And in this game, it's like you get a paralyze, and chances are you get another paralyze before they leave the area, or even before they, like, have a chance to fucking do anything with the amount of other lockdowns you have. But, like, I did some, what, like, tier 5 endgame monsters, and, like, they fuck you up. They don't stagger as frequently as often, they have a lot more HP. I played a little bit, not on stream, but I saw Flintler was playing the other day, so I played a couple with Flintler and another person. Or Flinto Beans, if you all remember Flinto Beans. Flintler was their old name, my bad. And we ended up doing 3 people hunts. And so that forced us to not have our palicos, which the palicos seem like maybe they are just way too fucking strong in this one. In Rise, you had to, like, pick what kind of palico you were using. In World, you had to pick the specialization for your palico. This one, they just fucking do everything. And they keep you up. Their amount of healing the palico does is, like, ridiculous, actually. But doing a 3-person hunt, so our palicos couldn't come with us, and, like, tempered high-rank stuff was, like, high-rank Gormagala is what I'm talking about, and, like, the 5 strength or whatever. Like, those things actually are legitimately tough. They don't lock down the way that other things do because they don't wound as quickly. Like, all that stuff needs to happen, but still, there's other things that I feel like they need to do, not to make the monsters, again, like, their movesets and stuff on the monsters, I think, are generally fun, exciting, good. But the ability of the hunter to lock down a monster is just plain too high. I'm kind of distracted by the discussions you only just noticed. The game isn't being captured. Fuck my ass. And call me Susan. I think I know exactly what happened. Thank you for letting me know. I can fix this. You know what? Is this guy still attacking me? Okay. He's slow. Hang on. I know exactly what happened. I fucked up from streaming yesterday. Thank you for letting me know, though. That is embarrassing. There we go. Hopefully you can see the game now. We climbed down the tower that we were trying to do last time. Sorry, everybody. It was showing before. That's actually even weirder. That's actually weirder. But I fixed it. Everything's fine. What was I saying? Right. So, just like, character strength is too high in Wilds. In a way that is, like, really goofy to think about when you think about, like, how powerful the wire moves and stuff from Rise were, how strong that made the player characters in Rise. That really just... Yeah, I don't know how else to put it, but... I have played a bunch more of the weapons now. I think the bow... the bow in this game, in Wilds, I think is super fun. And wire bugs were powerful, but you had to actively use them. Totally. The wire bugs were powerful and you had to actively use them, and also the game was just faster with that in mind, you know? Use lever. Okay. Let's just run away. Yeah. I fucking knew it. I could feel it. I could feel these ghost men coming. I need stamina, I need stamina. Woo! You need to get to 100 for the title update. I hope you don't have to get to 100. I think I'm in the 70s now, I want to say. But needing to get to 100 for the title update, oh, fucking Christ. Needing to get to 100 feels high to me. I'd be a little shocked if they expect you to get all the way to 100. I guess it wouldn't be that crazy. Okay. Oh, you don't think you need to? You need to. So, I know tomorrow is the Monster Hunter Wilds, like, hey, title update 1, we're gonna actually fucking tell you about what's happening beyond Mizutsune's coming. Which I'm excited about. I know this is one of those things that's also a little weird. Like, I know Rise didn't have the, like, All-Mother Narwa in the base game. Mizu is great. I'm really looking forward to Mizu. All-Mother Narwa, which was like the actual final boss of Rise, was not in the base game. But the base game did not have a fight in it that you could not redo, which I find really strange about Wilds. I don't even remember the name of the thing, but the like low rank final boss dragon thing you fight doesn't have a unique set, doesn't give you unique pieces of stuff. It just like helps you build the low rank Arkveld set if you want it. And there's no way to do that fight again, which is fucking weird as hell to me. Even if like they were gonna have a different final boss fight for this game, the fact that you can't just do it again is super strange to me. You'd be very surprised if you don't get an actual mission sometimes. I'm sure they will give it to us. I'm more just surprised that, like, it's not in the game right now. And the reason why I say that is, like, even if they had another fight that was going to be the actual final fight that wasn't in the game yet, that makes more sense to me in the way that All-Mother Narwa did. Whereas we had like regular Narwa, the not All-Mother version, in the base game of Rise. And it was a fight you could do. All-Mother was different and more exciting and did a bunch of other things, but like, there wasn't a one-time only fight of base Narwa. And I really just find it so fucking strange that Rise is set up, or not Rise, that Wilds is set up the way it is with not having... I'm stuck. Oh god, I thought that was going to kill me. with this base Wilds one just not giving us the giving us a fight that's in the game that is not repeatable in the game. Like, I can't think of any other time I have played a Monster Hunter game where there is a fight you cannot repeat in some fashion. Even some of the stuff in, I want to say, World, that was like, I almost fucked that up. That was like time-locked in certain ways. Like, you couldn't always do the fight. It still gave you opportunities on like a event schedule to do the fights. So I'm really tripped out by that. It's not like, you know, okay, we are way up here. Is there really nothing? Did I really run into this fucking area for a lever that does question mark? Like, there's no item back here. There was just some dudes. I turned off this torch. Like, maybe turning off this torch was necessary. Maybe I was gonna hit a locked door somewhere if I didn't do this. But why is there nothing over here? Right, whatever. So far today has been a surprising success, so we'll keep going. I also still find it really weird that, like, we had that drop-down thing that killed us the one time here. Like, how do they expect you to get out of that area? Not gonna worry about it. But the combat in Wilds is very fun. You haven't had any desire to refight it because it wasn't that memorable? Yeah, I agree a little bit. I do think it has a little bit of the Xenojiva problem. Which Xenojiva in World is like just it's better than Zora Magdaros and stuff, but it is not like a particularly cool or fun like final boss dragon fight. And I will admit, I do get a little bit... Like, I think it's better than Xenojiva. I don't think it is particularly awesome. Just see if we can avoid that guy. Cool. Alright. What is the nightmare over here? We got one arrow lady. Big guy. Two dancers. And I definitely don't want to fight them on these bridges where everything fucking goes terrible and I hate it. That guy's still over there. I don't know if he's gonna have different things to say to me. So I'm on a different life, but I'm on the same shell, so I'm gonna guess no. Oh, don't come up here, lady. No, I don't want to fight you up here. Alright, it's fine. Okay. Let's just do this. Get my iframes, one shot. Okay. My health is very low. Okay. It's just a hammer guy. Hammer guys are fine. It's just like... This area is so fucking weird. Okay. Alright, hammer guy. Let's not get near a ledge, please. I do want to pick up whatever that green item over there is. Give green item. Ethereal Dipason? Oh, I saw what it said. Restores my ability to reclaim my shell. So if I get knocked out of my shell, I can use that. And then if I get knocked out of my shell, I can still grab it again. Okay. Oh, there's so much stuff. I just want to fucking... Is that a mask lady way up there? Hanging out next to that hammer dude? Maybe? Hey, Flinto. How's this Souls-like? It's okay. It has some strange ideas. It is interesting that it's not really a stat system in the way that like a normal Souls-like is. You don't have improvement in that way. Instead you have a shell, which determines like your health and stamina and stuff. Is that guy gonna fall off a ledge? And you have your weapon, and you can pair up your weapon and your shell in any combination you want. Okay, he's not falling. Which is neat, but it also makes it feel like there's not really the sense of progression I might kind of be wanting out of some Souls-like. Dude, can you... I can't figure out if he's gonna, like, be able to get up this ledge or not. Okay, I think that guy got stuck. The other thing that I find, we'll say, slightly awkward in this game, it has this, like, blocking mechanic by hardening, which is cool. It also has a parry system, and it feels like it cares a lot more about the parry system, even though the rock hard thing is basically a parry on a cooldown. Like, it's not really a block, it has a cooldown, you use it, if they hit you, you, like, get shattered out of your stone form. It's weird. I tried to parry. So, parrying is also how I have the ability to heal, in many cases. I hate this sword, man. Okay. Took way too much damage. But it's fine. We're just trying to get to another checkpoint here. Is that man still there, or did he fall? I mean, he despawned. Maybe he fell. But yeah, like, your parry has a healing ability tied to it. You don't get Estus flasks or anything. You get, like, pick-upable mushrooms that get better after you've used them a bunch. I'm so sad that missed. Let's just try not to die here. I'm so sad I missed that parry. Please, no. Fuck my butt. No, I need stamina. I've also found that, like, staggering enemies through damage feels really inconsistent in this game, and I wish I understood what causes a stagger and what doesn't. I'm just gonna use this thing because I don't want to fucking die. We're gonna pop that so that if I get knocked out of my shell, I can get in again. It's like a little bit of a Sekiro Shadows Die Twice mechanic, but not quite. Or being able to get back in your shell. Come on. Thank you. Give me health. Finally got a successful parry for once. Hooray. I'd like to do that to you too. I want my health back. The parry feels weirdly inconsistent on some enemies. I'm not really sure why. The reason I'm trying to parry these ladies is because they are one of the more consistent ones for me. But this game has been, like, neat. Albeit just fucking weird. It's just fucking weird. Okay. I just don't want to deal with that ranged lady. I got bolts. $8,000 souls or whatever. Oh, hey, Hammerman. Quite the reload animation, yeah. That is the one ranged option. It took like 8,000 souls to get it. And soul equivalent, I should say. And soul equivalent does not come by super easy in this game. To say the least. God, I thought that was a fucking hole behind me for a moment. I will also say sometimes, like a little hole like this, it is really unclear if that is actually a hole or not. And I don't want to just die for falling in one. Dear God, give me Mask Lady checkpoint. Please, game. Okay. There's an item down there. Is there a Mask Lady checkpoint up here first? I swear to God, I just want checkpoint. I will refight some dudes if I have to. I want to get that. Oh my God, really? Last thing that's kind of weird about this game. It has that shell system. The only place to, like, change your shell is not a save point. I really wish you could just change your shell at a save point. You have to either use an item or you have to specifically go to like the Firelink Shrine equivalent checkpoint. Alright, quenching acid, that's cool. Another permanent upgrade to a weapon. Love to see it. It is very weird. It's like sort of the same with weapons, but not exactly. The weapon system, you have to unlock the weapons that are not this one that I'm using right now. And you unlock them by traveling to like specific areas in the game. Kind of like leveling in Dark Souls 2. Like, kinda, except for that there's no leveling, right? And, like, I have two different types of experience. In the bottom right, you can see I have the 3,000 number. That's my quote-unquote tar, which is, like, kind of my soul's equivalent. And that is just what I have. Like, that is, doesn't matter which shell I have, the tar is always there. The one next to it is called Glimpse, and that experience is gained on a per shell basis. So the 32 I have on this dude does not transfer over to another shell. I have to go and use the other shell to gain Glimpse on that shell. And the experience doesn't give me, like, more health and stuff. It gives me, like, abilities. Some of which are, we will say, seemingly more useful than others. Oh, I see you, trap lady. Okay. I don't feel confident that that's not an actual hole next to her. Success. Oh. I sort of didn't think this was actually going to let me in. I'm going to assume that's just going to kill me. Let's not risk it. How is there not a checkpoint lady yet? Please, game. Warframe plus souls? Maybe a little bit. I never played Warframe, but I do know it has a semi-similar experience gaining system. Alright. I like the mushroom. I'm going to use the mushroom. Let's just get our health. You can see on the left that familiarity thing. You have to use items to get familiar with them, and then they are more useful to you. So mushrooms are kind of the, like, basic healing item. And now they heal me way faster because I used them a bunch. It's a very weird system, considering some of the items are things that are like, oh, I would have liked to not use this yet. But I guess now I know what it does, so that's great. Okay, shoot at me. Boop, boop, boo. Oh! Alright, items. No, can't walk up that corner. Alright. Oh my. So the other thing is, today I feel especially tired, so I feel like my, patience might wear... This seems super unsafe. My patience might wear slightly thinner than usual. Okay. Everything's cool. Thank you for the effigy of the guy I'm already using. Alright. Game, you and your weird draw distance, please. If there's more enemies, show them. And or show me Mrs. Checkpoint, please. Dear God. I've gone through so many dudes. As I climb out into weirdo messed up rock space. Fuck. That's a hammerman. That's not a checkpoint. Ah! I, like, desperately don't want to die and have to get back through this area again. Best we can do as a boss. So the only other time I had to do, like, a serious boss... no, that's not true. The other spoke, I'm gonna say, of the game, I had to fight a boss after a shorter area. But then there was a checkpoint right before the, like, final boss of the area. So I'm really hoping that they are at least going forward going to, like, continue to give me that kind of checkpoint. And luckily, we have fought so many of these smashy hammer guys, even though they're loud and intimidating. I'm not that scared of fighting them on their own. Like, kind of annoying dual swords dudes are, like, way worse. I think. Shifting archives. We're in a new zone. You love to see it. With each sacrament, we deepen our doubts. Refuse the comfort of conviction. Brothers! Close your eyes to the seduction of reason. There is no comprehending our inscrutable gods. We barely know ourselves. Tell me, what fool would believe he could comprehend the revered? I honestly have absolutely no idea what the fuck the story is trying to do. You like the hop back animation instead of rolling? So the different shells do have different dodge animations, which I think is cool. The other shell I've used a lot of is the, like, low health, high stamina one, who actually has, like, a shadow step, which I really like a lot as his, like, base dodge. And when you double tap, then you do the roll. And that's been kind of true on everybody. Gonna get ganked in this frickin' corner. No? Right, slurry of tar, would love to see it. Spider climbs carefully along wet blade of grass, torments transition enlightened with new perspectives for those who are open. A stinger pierces the flesh of an unloved keeper. A tube swells and constricts. A calmness brings with it nothing but hope of forestalling any more pain. I'm also, like, kind of, sort of, maybe a ghost man. Alright, we got a teleporter. That's exciting. Where is this teleporter gonna bring me? Who knows? I'm, like, not gonna lie. I see that teleporter right there, and when we were running down one of these corridors, I saw a teleporter, like, floating off on a rock sideways out there, and I am so afraid that this game would be that kind of dick. Like that one right there. I don't truly believe it would do it. But what if it did? I need to find a save point checkpoint lady. Desperately. For the love of tar or something. This has got to be a fucking boss up here, right? Does this not look like I'm about to get to a giant boss at that giant skull head? I really don't want to trigger it. Okay, to be fair, last time we had a real boss, I had to actually touch a thing to trigger it. So going forward is not necessarily going to trigger a boss fight. When it was like a real... Oh, lady! Lady, yes! How did you get so big? I don't care if you're giant. Just for the love of God.
Of the knowledge
save point.
But it was a fool's errand to try to catalog the contents of this library.
Could also be an NPC of the archive, true.
Keep searching, endlessly hunting for a revelation.
This is usually the save point lady. She's just normally my size.
By madness.
I had to touch like a goblet or something that last time. And then we fought that dude in like the ice hell of whatever.
You'll only delay the inevitable.